Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day of the Daily Grind. But we're not doing the Daily Grind today. We are doing a Let's Play. We're playing some Hogwarts Legacy. It's Thursday, and we do a podcast on Thursday nights called Generation X Gaming, which goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. So there's no reason for me to do a story on Thursday mornings when we're probably just going to rehash it anyway for the evening. So I decided, why don't we do some gameplay? Let's go through some more of Hogwarts Legacy. We can still talk about news stories and game stories and whatnot, but overall, there's really no reason to actually, to cover the actual specific story like we do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Good morning, Jesse Mack. So that's what we're doing this morning. We're gonna play some more Hogwarts Legacy, try to get through more of the main campaign again with our second playthrough with our second character in Slytherin. So that's what we're doing this morning. All right, so we are not listening to dialogue or anything. So if you wanted to watch the dialogue, we do have a complete playthrough where we played 93 hours
I'll make Ominous understand.
of the game. You can go watch that of our first playthrough. All right, so this one is done. We're supposed to follow him? There's a side quest. Okay, this one is go to the map chamber, so let's go do that. And that is, we can go to the secret room here, which is this one. Yeah. Right here. I just did this morning. I had to go through. I've been slowly taking all the content from my original channel, 30 and Still Gaming, all 300 and I think we stopped at 320 or 337 or something like, no. Yeah, 337 I think we stopped at over on our main channel for GXG. So for the last week and a half, I've been downloading each and every single episode so I have it backed up, because I've deleted every single episode except one episode, which I'm still downloading right now, off of our main channel, 30 and Still Gaming. It's been such a process. It's been such a process to remove all that stuff and delete it. And I'll tell you what, it's like bittersweet type of thing. Like, I've had that channel up and running for like 8 years, and good or bad, some of the content that we had on there, I'm kind of happy, like spring cleaning it out.
Their aptitude for magic is beyond anything I've ever seen.
But at the same time, like, I'm doing this to the channel that basically wasn't growing or moving or anything. It's been basically destroyed by the algorithm of YouTube. So doing what I'm doing now, making that channel into a sim with farm sim and snow runners and all that stuff, I feel like it could be absolutely nothing. Like, I put it up there and then nothing happens with that channel, and I feel like that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt after deleting all the stuff that I had on there.
I feared as much. My former residence, yes. That castle is also the location of your next trial.
Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. All right. I have some bad news.
Best of luck.
Bye.
No time to waste.
All right. So now we have to go to that. Go do that one. We got the fluxweed. We need to grow and harvest fluxweed. Do we have The question is, do we have the fluxweed that we can grow? How much money do we have right now? I don't even think we have. I don't even think we have fluxweed. Let's go over to Hogsmeade real fast. First, I think we need to buy the table. And I don't even think we have enough money to buy the table. So what we might have to do is go explore a little bit, find some chests, and then
Here I come.
get some money and then sell some things. I never noticed that before. Look at all those bats. You know what I noticed in this in this bookshop,
I was wondering when
or in this vendor? Look at the corner of this building. He has books wedged inside the actual wall, like the house is built of books or something. You know what I mean? Isn't that cool? I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Let's look at what we have.
This morning I was doing research to figure out Suicide Squad's gameplay looks like, and it actually looks like Agents of Mayhem without jumping around in the air. Suicide Squad Agents of Mayhem. Oh, you know? That's actually a pretty good assessment. Agents of Mayhem. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, we can't afford... That's a small pot. We cannot afford any of this. Potting table with medium pot spellcraft. I'm gonna buy that.
Nothing like
We're
finding
basically
just
broke
the right
now.
thing, is there?
Yeah, Sarge. The reason I'm not doing a talk this morning, I mean, we can have conversations and stuff about topics and whatnot, but because we do the podcast Thursday nights, I don't want to have a talk about something and then I'm going to talk about it again tonight. You know what I mean? I know it's two separate shows, and some people only watch the morning show and they probably won't see the podcast. But for me, talking about it this morning and then talking about it again in the evening and then saying my thoughts on it kind of ruins the show for tonight, right? So whatever that topic is, like, I didn't really see a topic this morning, and the topic I was going to talk about, I want to wait for more information because it's all that legal jargon that's happening with the documents being demanded by Sony or by Microsoft, and then Sony's been rejected and they have to show the paperwork. So there's a lot of juicy stuff that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. I figure why not do some gameplay this morning. Plus, I'm kind of trying to feel out to see, like, what works out better, right? Let's see. We can put the big one over here. Like, see if people show up and, like, want to watch gameplay in the mornings. Now, can we put flux seed here? Marshmallow. I don't even have flux weed. Incorrect pot size. We need a large. All right, well, we need to go make some money. Money, 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 money. There's stuff around here as far as hidden chests, but there's also a lot in Hogsmeade, isn't there? So let's go to Hogsmeade. See if we can find some of those $500 chests.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Lumos.
That's just around the corner, isn't it? Oh, I'm like, why am I not pulling it in? I have the wrong one on. There we go.
I pressed on
Revelio.
Salazar Slytherin scriptorium, but my efforts were in vain. Meet me outside the Slytherin common room. We need to talk.
Where is... You can go invisible here.
Lumos.
Got that. Wait a minute. Where was this? Over here? I'm confused where I got that thing now.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade? Lumos.
Go to the front again. Where was it? Wasn't it over here? Yeah, I went around the corner here, didn't I? I was like, wait a minute.
Revelio.
There's a chest behind here. No, it's upstairs. Upstairs in this building, which I don't think I can get into right now. Yeah. Lock 3.
Revelio. Revelio.
Is that another one? An eyeball? No. But we'll take it. That's level 2. Yeah, sort of what I was saying earlier is that I've basically erased my whole existence off of my main channel, and it's like feels good, but at the same time it's bittersweet, you know?
Hogsmeade, here I come.
But you gotta take chances in life, I guess. I've started making content with the farm sim and whatnot. There's 500. I think we're still far off from... We're still far off from buying the large table that we need for the flux weed. What's going on, Travis?
Mine now, demiguys. Revelio.
Rebelio. Already got that one. If we can get inside this one over here. Nope, level 3. Need to find as many chests as possible just so we can sell some things, because we need as much stuff as possible. Alright, that one is up over. Well, we're just getting a whole bunch of stuff here. Where is... Where would that one be?
All roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Would it be over here? No, we're leaving Hogsmeade there. It's going to be close by.
Revelio.
The hell is that? Oh. That... I'm like, what is that? Oh, that's the thing I need. Marvel and Disney here's show about Echo. Me. I wanted to show about Kingpin's rise to power, you idiots. Yeah, the Echo show, the Agatha show. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I understand I'm like just one person, but you know, we all have a couple of women in our lives here, between moms and sisters and wives or friends. And every single person that I know, I've asked, have you seen this show? Do you know who this person is? And no one knows what Agatha is or who Agatha is. No one knows who Echo is, okay, or wants to watch a show about Echo because they're not fans of the thing. And I'm not saying there's no women that are not fans of Marvel, because obviously there is. But it's amazing to me that you would be like, there's millions of people that like this character, and there's tens of people that like this character. And they're like, you know what? Let's force this one in front of people. It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Revelio.
It makes no sense. Imagine making a business. And your business is like, all right, we have tens of millions of fans right here that are willing to give us money for this. And over on this side is the people that we don't have or don't know if they're going to watch or pay for this stuff. Who should we go with? The base players that are already here, or viewers that are already here? Or do we go with the new forms and completely outcast all the people that gave us money all over the years to get our company to where it is today? It's amazing, right?
Revelio.
How can one be so dumb? Echo's deaf, yeah. Yeah. It's like today, I argue that racism in a video game that takes place in the 60s is necessary. Show your mistakes, not hide our heads and act like it never happened. Right. So, if it's... This is the same thing I was talking about with war the other day, Travis, right? Like, the reason people want modern stuff, but modern war has a lot of issues because they can make mistakes. If they make mistakes, people now get offended because it could happen in the future, right? Where the past is the past, and sure, you can be mad that there was slavery and racism and stuff, but that stuff was in the past, and you got to learn from the past, not make the same mistakes. But we're doing the exact same thing, you know. it feels better with the show series of Gollum than a game. I don't think anyone was asking though for a Gollum show or series. You know what I mean?
Alohomora.
Right. Well, I say that all the time. Right. You can't be Minority Report. Right. You can't find someone guilty before they even commit the crime.
Revelio.
And when you start doing that, when you start making people guilty before they commit the crime, then everyone likes to get their pitchforks out and stuff because they think they're stopping something. But then when they're the target of something, then it's not okay. You know what I mean? What's good for the goose is not good for the gander.
Revelio.
Sorry for the random question, but did you hear that the FTC and the judge approved Microsoft's? Yeah, I talked about it briefly just a couple of minutes ago. The reason I didn't talk about it this morning, Predator, is that we do a podcast in the evening on Thursdays. So I didn't want to like rehash something I was going to talk about or bring up and then talk about it again, right, tonight. So that's the reason I didn't have a talk show this morning. That's why we're doing gameplay instead. Plus, I'm trying out something new, like in the daytime, play a video game and see how many people show up. I mean, we can still talk about random topics, but I'm not going to have a structured show talking about a topic and then go off on it for 30 minutes or so.
Revelio.
Yeah, Sony basically backed themselves in the corner. They pushed, and now they're finding out, right? So now they have to document or put documentation of all the deals they've done just in the last 5 years. They asked for 10. They don't have to give the 10. They have to do the 5. And then they have to give, I think, for 10 years of all exclusives that they've paid for, okay, in the last 10 years, which is just funny. So lots of stuff is going to come out the next couple days. So we'll talk about it a little tonight. But we're not really going to know a lot of the stuff until, like, the next couple weeks or so. It's so funny that everyone acts like it's a huge blow for Sony when it was their idea. Right. They asked for it, and then they got, now they're the leaders right now. And a lot of people, even from yesterday when we were talking about, when we talked about Microsoft, and people are putting Phil Spencer under a fine-tooth comb of him saying that they've never taken anything away from Sony and whatnot. And he says more devices, more screens is what he uses. And it's funny because he the way he's talking, the device is the box. And that's not what they're competing with anymore. They're competing for screens, right? Putting it on more screens, okay, they don't need PlayStation. They have the Xbox for the consoles. They're going for mobile market, which is your phones. They're going for televisions, which is Samsung. That's why they made a deal with Samsung to get the Xbox Game Pass on their devices. And they have PCs. They got them covered. Now they get the mobile market as well with the Nvidia, with the GeForce Now, and with Nintendo, right? If they can get Game Pass on Nintendo, forget about it. They've covered their bases. But everyone's looking at it like, no. He said he. It's like he listened to the words coming out of his mouth. He's talking about more screens, and the screens that PlayStation uses are the same as Xbox. They're looking to get more screens, different from the consoles. Right, competing with Amazon, competing with Google, competing with Apple. I just wanted to see what's happening with the Final Fantasy IP. I haven't looked at any of it. I'll be honest with you. I know nothing about the Final Fantasy stuff. I didn't look into it. I know everyone's like freaking out about it and like loving it and stuff. I haven't even looked into it. I didn't want to pet a cat. Lono's going off right now? What, on Phil Spencer?
Revelio.
Is he going from a perspective of like a non-bias, or is he going like basically he's looking at it from a certain point of view, which is oh, seriously, he saw me, so I can't get him. Oh my God, are you okay? You just fell. Are you alright?
Rude and Peck said a customer lost a deeracle around here. I know we're not supposed to go down there. I just thought
you could have got us in a lot of trouble.
I'm very sorry, Father. Only she said I might find the wall. Instead, I just wasted our time. There you are! Ha! Finally! I'll have enough for that wind wisp. Well, not meant to be.
Yeah, upset. I said a lot of people think I watch Lono's stuff in the morning. I can't. I'm streaming myself, so, and I don't have time to watch it sometimes, most of the time in the evenings either. So like when we talk, I don't know his point of view or anything like that.
Alohomora.
He does lean more towards, that I know from when I watched in the past, more towards Sony than he does as far as games go. But he's pretty fair usually. He's saying that Xbox is lying. It's like a game of telephone, though. Like, I would have to know what in
What do we have here?
I would have to know
Revelio.
in what form he's speaking of. You know what I mean? The context of it. Gobbledygook is a very important language. How else are they going to know what SJWs can speak? That's right.
Revelio.
Let's go nighttime here so we can just grab this now. He's saying, Phil... Oh, where was that? Predator just deleted his thing, so I didn't see what he said now. You can have suggestions and someone else decides, like the happens all the time. He's saying that Xbox is lying. We read that because again, remember, gaming good, Xbox bad in stores when my lazy ass writes it. Not when it comes to Microsoft. He's lying about them saying that they went different. They want different consoles. They want different screens, but he doesn't say different consoles. He specifically says in the way that he's forming it, and I'm not talking about Lono, I'm talking about Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer says they want more places for gamers to play. Now, if you look at that from a standpoint of, well, PlayStation's more places, right? But again, they're in competition with consoles, right? And PlayStation's basically the same as Xbox, where it's a box on the television set. Right, and they want more players that don't own, right? That don't own either right now Xbox or PlayStation, right? So they want them obviously to buy an Xbox, and they want people to buy Xbox products or Microsoft products. So putting it on PlayStation and then putting it on Xbox, sure, they would make money off of the PlayStation because they're, let's say you buy, let's say a Fallout 5 right, comes out, or Starfield, let's just say Starfield comes out on PlayStation. Well, they'll make a percentage of this, but they lose a percentage towards PlayStation. Where if they have it just on their system, then they make all the profit on their system. And then, obviously, on PC, and then they have it on the mobile device and NVIDIA and the TV screens and the mobile devices, whatever. And they're making more people. They're giving up 170... We just talking about this, right? For Marvel and Disney, about making a character that no one cares about. And there's 3 billion devices over here, and there's 176 million devices over here. In a business form, are you sure you could put the 176 into the 3 billion and have everybody? But then what differentiates yourself from the competitor that you're going up against right now as PlayStation, right? So they have their first party titles, and they're putting them over on their main console, which is competing against PlayStation, right? Just like PlayStation puts their first-party titles on their platform. And then Xbox is putting it everywhere else, right? Because they're making money all these other places, right? And then they're also getting people to buy the Xbox. Where if they put it on PlayStation, then they buy the PlayStation, and then they get their games, but they're not in the ecosystem of Microsoft then. Do you know what I mean? Game Pass... Okay, and games and stuff on Game Pass are going to be on all the other devices. Like 80% of the court case end in settlement, and it will be no different. Middle field and mid out. And that's what he's upset about. He's saying that Xbox brought other companies and then made the games exclusive to Xbox. Yeah, but how is business fair? There's no difference on what Sony did with Insomniac than what Microsoft did with Bethesda as buying Bethesda, not as a publisher, obviously, but just buying the game company Bethesda and then taking the game and making it exclusive, right? Spider-Man is the exact... Insomniac is the same as Bethesda, as making their first-party title. Insomniac made games for both systems, and Sony didn't own Insomniac when they had the Spider-Man thing. They bought it after Spider-Man was made and then launched. He says Phil is mixing his words and lying. Why would Phil lie in an open, in the open? Lona's problem is that he thinks too hard into it, and Lona has become more biased towards Sony and unfair towards Xbox. I mean, I just listened to the words coming out of Phil Spencer, which is what he's saying is wants more screens, right? More screens, and yes. PlayStation would be more screens, but at the same time, they're the leader of that console that they're in, and Xbox is thinking outside of console, right? They have a low-tier console, which is the S. They have the high-end console, which is the X. They have the X Cloud, which is basically everywhere, and now they're trying to get Game Pass on all these other platforms. That's a book. Okay. I was like, I see a book.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
We got 4 more to collect. But at the same breath, you say that you don't want to take games from other systems, but your history shows something different. But what games are they taking away? What games did they announce for PlayStation that they took away from PlayStation? Big Bobby. Here's the funny part, right? There's a document that Sony might have to show, which, if it does come true, where Sony tried to get the exclusive rights to Starfield, right? because when Starfield was first announced, it was just for PC, and it wasn't exclusive for anybody. It was just on PC, and then they were making deals. But this is way before. This is years ago. Okay, I think there's a document coming out, or rumored anyway, in 2021 that Sony was trying to get Starfield to be exclusive. If that happened, would we still have this conversation? I think the conversation would go more of, well, Sony bought them, or Sony gave them the money, so that's why it's exclusive for Sony. Microsoft loses again, right? You see what I'm saying? But now Microsoft buys ZeniMax and Bethesda, and people are upset at Microsoft because they bought the publisher and the company that was making it, and Starfield was never announced for the consoles, right? Exclusive or anything. There's an interview with Pete Hines that says, well, one person says about exclusivity. He says, well, before we got purchased by Microsoft, they were probably in talks with Sony. I mean, Xbox is hypocrites, but so is Sony. Yes, because business, right? Right, Travis? I'm still with the Starfield, but Fallout or Elder Scrolls being Xbox exclusives is stupid. But why is that stupid, Travis? Both of those games are single-player games. Why is that stupid that they're going over to, if they do go exclusive, to it? Yeah, but Phil says they're not taking existing IPs away. Titles in active development and IP that wasn't announced for any platform is going to be exclusive. He also said case by case, though, right, Predator? Right now, he's focused what he said about more on screens, not more on consoles. It's money on the table. You want both systems because you want money. Right, but exclusives bring people to your platform. And if they have those first-party titles, Travis, and they're only on Xbox, and you can play them on Game Pass, because that's the future. That's where Microsoft is going. They want more people to get Game Pass, more people to go on xCloud, more people to be in that digital world. Okay? Wouldn't it behoove them to be more with exclusives to bring people over to the Xbox ecosystem? Now, if it's a multiplayer game, if a multiplayer game came out, then yeah, they would put it on all systems because they want it cross-platform. Okay, they want it cross-platform. They want more people to play, and they want gamers to play all around. But if it's a single-player game, it's not stupid to be exclusive on their own thing. Stink Phil's interview like that is just ridiculous. Oh, to dissect. For me, Reese, dissecting it?
Revelio.
Except nobody is gonna buy an Xbox solely for Fallout. Everyone I know has gone on Xbox only. Okay, I'll look at something else. But that's now, though, right? Like, you have to be... You're also, and you have to admit to this, Travis, you are a Sony fanboy.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
Right? So your outlook of that is not looking at it realistically as a gamer across the board and people. You're looking at it as a Sony guy going, you don't like Xbox. You already have a bias before you even wrote that in the actual chat. See, everyone here, right? Everyone here thinks I'm a Xbox guy. I'm not. I play Xbox because it's more convenient for me in my life with my kid, right? I play games wherever I want. If I want a PlayStation, I buy a PlayStation. If I want an Xbox, I buy an Xbox. If I want to play on PC, I play on PC. It's more convenient for me, okay? Because I'm not willy-nilly to just go out and buy all the systems all the time. So I truly am non-biased across the board of it, but everyone thinks I'm more of an Xbox guy. I listen to what businesses say and the people that they say it. Ever since I started my channel and talked about things, I always read between the lines. This is why I have visions ahead of everybody else, because everyone is focused on what is coming out of their mouth and not what they're doing between the lines and what they're not saying about certain things. Hence why when I say things, it's months ahead, 6 months, 8 months ahead, and it comes to fruition because that's business logic. That's what it is. Everyone's just looking at it for the face value, and it's not that. That's business jargon. I can't wait for another No Man's Sky 2 now in a couple of years. For what, Jesse? You talk about Starfield? Or are you talking about No Man's Sky making a number 2? Xbox is willing to sacrifice Starfield as a title to bring people to their platform. Agree that they are leaving money on the table, but they believe it's worth the bet. Right. Until Xbox comes out with a good new franchise, it won't matter. But you're also looking at it is you're looking at that. You're looking for that God of War game for them. And that's not what Microsoft is doing. You're stuck in old land of Nintendo, Sega, Sony, and Xbox. Microsoft is not looking for these unbelievably fantastic games. They're looking for good games to put on their platform to get to 3 billion people. That's what they're doing, right? That's what they're doing. Everybody's mad about the future, what Nintendo and Sony will miss out on. Nintendo, I think, will be fine. Sony, if they don't change, which they are adapting to what they're doing. In the future of where it goes 5 to 10 years from now, Sony might be done. They might just go off as long as a dodo because if they're going with this old format of digital or of physical consoles, right? I think they're making the right changes, and I don't think they will go. At least right now, as of today, I don't think they'll go bye-bye. But anyone can go bye-bye at any time, right? Because at any moment, anyone can buy anybody, okay? And Xbox gets sold, okay? And Amazon will pick them up, right? If Xbox ever sells, who's going to pick them up? An unnamed company that's around right now? A private person like Elon Musk all of a sudden picks them up? Amazon picks them up? Tencent picks them up? Someone picks it up. You got to remember what Phil Spencer said in the interview yesterday. He says that they're picking up Activision Blizzard. While everyone was talking about Call of Duty, me and Sarge were talking about King. It's about the mobile. It's not about Call of Duty. Everybody was talking about Call of Duty. We were talking about the mobile market, okay? And now everyone's talking about the mobile market. Phil Spencer said, if they pick up Activision Blizzard, they will be the largest mobile market outside of China, okay? And that's exactly why they're buying it. They don't give two shits about Call of Duty. They're like, yeah, here you go. Here's Call of Duty. They want the mobile market. I'm a guy who recognizes that's okay. Fallout is now Xbox only. Look at the other first-person shooters. Fallout isn't the only option. Sure, but when you say that if they only make Fallout for Xbox and that's a problem, that's because you're mad that you want to play Fallout, but you can't play Fallout because you don't want an Xbox, right? And because it's on Xbox, you then say that Xbox doesn't make good games, right? That sounds salty. That doesn't sound like a gamer that wants good games. You want good games only for your system that you want instead of games in general coming out. PS fans are just upset to get the taste of its own medicine. Yeah, I don't know if that's what it is, though, Stealth. I think it doesn't matter what side it is. What's good for the goose is not good for the gander. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to get exclusives until someone else gets an exclusive, and then they're upset about it. If tomorrow was announced that Spider-Man 2 is Xbox only, I'd be pissed. Yes, but I just raged for like 3 days and then look at other stuff. Right. Instead of going, you know what? Oh, man, Spider-Man 2's only on Xbox. I guess maybe down the road, if I want to play that game, I'm going to get an Xbox. If you really like the game, right? But if you don't like the other company, then you can't really be salty that they paid money for an exclusive. I disagree. Bethesda is huge. No matter how buggy their games are, Bethesda are one of the studios that people just buy their games because of Bethesda, and Xbox is king of first-person shooters and Western RPGs. Again, I remind you, the dodo isn't gone. It's just called the Derriclaw. Well, the dodo is gone, right? The dodo bird is gone. The only option. I'm just joking about how Sony will have No Man's Sky, companies with Starfield. It's about Call of Duty for Sony because the recent news, we know why exactly. Xbox specifically is not third-person story-driven cinematic type game. Be funny if some rich Saudi bought Xbox and loved over there. So 30, you're right. Exactly though, Big Bobby. Like anybody at any time can just buy up something, right? They have so much money. Like isn't a Saudi Arabian buying WWE? I don't know if it went through. I saw a story a couple of weeks ago or whatever. Didn't Vince McMahon sell it to just some random dude? Saudi prince. I want good games on Xbox. Just know that they are good games. Won't be caring about. I still want them to succeed just for competition's sake alone. More systems, yes, but if you make more money with everything than on one system. But do you understand it? When you're competing against somebody? Okay, if I own a tire company and right across the street there's another tire company. How do you compete with the tire company, right? The two companies are fighting against each other, but one's more popular than the other. What does the other company have to do to get... Do they start selling their tires to that company so they can make more money? No, they have to put their tires on sale so they can bring more people in and then try to figure stuff out, right? Right? They're both making games. How do I get... If I'm losing to this company making games, okay... Sure, I could invest in companies and then over time make better games and stuff, but how do I get more people to look over here? Well, if they're selling tires over here, and I'm also selling tires over here, well, then maybe I should diversify what I'm selling. Maybe I'm selling tires and now rims. And maybe I'm selling a little bit of other stuff inside, and I'm doing it at a discount rate, right? So Game Pass is that thing. They're both selling games. One is selling and more popular than the other to gamers. So what's their market? They're going for everybody else. If you're a hardcore gamer, you like the single-player games, you like the story-driven games, you're over here. If you like value for your money, trying a whole bunch of different games, you come over here. It's what it is. Everyone's stuck on this. Everyone's stuck on this. They're competing. They're not even playing the same game anymore. Microsoft is trying to let go, and Sony's like, no, you can't go. If you go, who's our competition? Right? Microsoft's like, no, we're going over here to digital world. Right? And Sony's like, no, you can't go over there because then who will we be competing against? If you buy that, then we're out of competition. They need each other. They both need each other. But Microsoft really doesn't need it because they're going off in their own realm. No, it was rumor, but no. Now the front runner is Tony Khan, who owns AEW. Got it. But really, are they trying to sell consoles? No, they're not trying to sell consoles. They're trying to sell Game Pass. I think that this is the point I tried to make yesterday, and I totally forgot it, but I couldn't find it. He talks about how the ecosystem of selling it on television sets and mobile devices, and we're never going to get rid of consoles, he says. It's just an add-on on top of it, is what he says. It's not the exact quote, but that's basically what he's saying. See, everyone's fixated on Xbox losing console sales to PlayStation. But they don't care about that. They don't care about that. Sony, if they sell even if the PlayStation 5 gets enough as 170 million copies of consoles, 170 million copies, that's the most they've ever sold, 146, 152, whatever it is, right? If they sell over 150, 160 million copies of their consoles so people can play, Microsoft's still on 3 billion devices with Game Pass. Do you know what I mean? Fallout being Xbox exclusive doesn't prompt me to buy a computer. It prompts an Xbox. Only sales their system. So how does it help their vision? Because they're selling Game Pass. How many times do I have to say this? They're getting their games and putting them on Game Pass. They don't care about selling consoles. They don't care about selling individual games. Well, 30 Saudi Arabia thinking about buying F1. There you go. Because they're bored. They have a lot of money. Because I'm not getting Game Pass. Well, that's fine, but you don't have to be like mad about it. You're like, oh well, they're putting a game on Game Pass, and I don't want to buy an Xbox. Okay, then don't buy an Xbox. Here's the beautiful thing, Travis. You don't have to buy an Xbox. You can literally try Game Pass for $1 on your Samsung TV, on your mobile device, on your PC. They have 7 billion US stocks and 1.5 billion in sports worldwide. I don't hate the Game Pass for that. I hate the Game Pass because it screws the developers. I mean, that's a completely different conversation. How much money do I have now? 19. Can we afford? I think I can sell some stuff. I can sell some stuff and then buy the table to get the flux weed. Finally, 14, 15 in Lost Ark. Nice, Brain. How long did that take you to get there?
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
House elf.
Yeah, Slytherin's my second school.
It's always
I'm
nice
having a
to
much
see
different
you.
experience playing this time around. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta put the best gear on.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help. Let's look at what we have,
No,
shall
I don't
we?
want that.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
Put that on. Okay, keep that. Nope. 2354, 1746. That. Right, you gotta be a vampire. You gotta be a hippie vampire. Okay, we got 3,000. Can I buy
Let me
the
know if
large
there's
table
anything
now?
else I can do to help.
That's medium spellcraft, medium table. Large table, 1,000. All right, so we got enough. 2 table, large pot spellcraft. That's 3 grand. Should I just get the 1 or should I get the 3 and then go broke again? How's the table 1,000, but the potion that summons a storm is 500? Reasons. Reasons. I don't know if I should get the large pot or the too large for 3,000. How's that even work? Shouldn't it be double, like 15 or like 2,000? They increased the price. This is one spot for 1,000. Two spots for 3,000. What is this? EA microtransaction? Should be double. Should be 2,000. 2,500 max. Yeah, but I need to grow the thing to move on to the story stealth. I should probably just do the one. And we can come back later. I never said they got screwed. I never said they got screwed. Akuda Papa. I just said it's a different conversation.
Just the right thing, is there?
Oh, use the pots in the classroom. Look at you, being all smart. $15 minutes. Yeah, wait 15 minutes for this. Sebastian is the best side character and has the best side quest besides the Sony exclusive quest the entire game. Yeah, they say that's a really good quest, Predator. They say that's a really good quest. They say it's leaps and bounds ahead of all the other quests in the game.
Would like to talk with you when you have a moment.
Here's what I don't understand. You know what they could have done? This could have been done a lot better, in my opinion. Instead of me making one potion across the board, right? Why can't I just click on this, okay? And then I want to make a potion, and then on here, then I push on the right or left D-pad to add or subtract what I want to do. So if I want to make 10 potions, right? Because I have the ingredients for 10 things or 9 things, then I should put it up to 9. And then this one pot makes 9 potions instead of having 9 tables making 1 each. You know what I mean? Like this, instead of 15 seconds, it would just add it up. And then, like, why is there waiting for this stuff at all? You know? If I have the resources, If I had the resources to make this stuff, I should just be able to make it. Why is there timers? To slow the pace down and make me go do stuff, I guess, but it's just a little silly. So we gotta wait for this thing 12 minutes. The lore? I mean, in the lore stealth, does this plant in the movie and the books take 6 minutes and 20 seconds to grow? No, that's sixth year. Sixth year, brain. You haven't learned the accelerated growth yet. We're in the 5th year. All right, class. Make sure when you plant your plant that you give it 10 minutes and 32 seconds before it sprouts. It's in the lore. I still can't find where the idea that Sony suggested Microsoft their financial records came from or subpoenaed. Did you read that in the article? It was a couple weeks ago. They asked them to do it. All plants and potions take time to grow and brew in the movies. Sure, but does it take 5 minutes and 30 seconds? Like, you know what I mean? There's a specific growth, right? Like this one have 10 minutes left. I mean, let's be honest, Stealth. It's magic. Right? So, I can turn myself invisible. I can murder somebody with magic. I can float on a broomstick and fly through the air. But plants growing instantaneously, that's earth-shattering lore breaker. Polyjuice takes 30 days in the movie to brew. Well, it better take 30 days in this game. In-game 30 days. No, better yet, 30 real days. In real life, you have to log in every day and make sure you water the polyjuice. I mean, I get it. We're gonna sit here and watch for 9 minutes and 44 seconds. That's what we're gonna do. Because this is necessary. I want to see this plant grow in real time. I think at one point there was timers in the game. I think at one point there was timers in this game because of boosters or other activities. Like, for instance, the mission with the moon, the demigods, whatever the demigods, whatever those are called, the little monkey guys with the blue orb. Like, you have to sneak around. You have to sneak around in the you got to sneak around in the library. You got to sneak around to get those things after hours in Hogwarts. So there was a whole mechanic about sneaking around and getting away from certain people. As a mechanic, there's day-night cycles, right? But for some reason, it doesn't feel like it feels like they got pulled from the game. Yeah, big Star Wars fan. No, the back to tank is supposed to heal you up completely. Don't get me started on the back to tank, Travis, because Fennec in the Mandalorian series got shot in the gut, and then Boba Fett in the Boba Fett series brought her to a modder, and they did an operation on her. Yet all they had to do was bring her to a back to tank, and she would have been healed, right? The only reason that Luke had to go into the back to tank when his hand got chopped off is because they had to make a hand, right? And his body was going through shock and all his injuries, so they put him in the back to tank to heal, and then they mechanically put a mechanical hand on him. Do you feel the pain in the back to tank? Yeah, it's like basically the back to tank is just taking Think of it as making your blood cells, like your white blood cells, going to the heal and like fighting off a virus or whatever. The Bacta tank just makes that faster. No, it heals, Okuda Papa. The Bacta tank actually heals you. Oh, you're saying it doesn't fix. You're saying it doesn't fix your broken bones, is what you're saying. I mean, it fixes your skin, right? So if you have a hole in your stomach, it would fix that. But it won't fix bones. It feels like Fallout 76 when you're making stuff. A little bit, Jesse. Krebsy says the original subpoena Microsoft wanted was from 2012 to present. Sony came back and suggested January 1st, 2019 to present. The redirect Sony suggested got approved. You can't fix destroyed organs. Mainly a skin thing. And even a scar still stay. Sure, but shouldn't Phoenix go into a Bacta tank? Because she got operated on a table, didn't bleed out or anything. Didn't fix anything. Yeah, only 3 things got approved that they didn't have to do, Reese. Everything else, I think it was like 5 or 6 got rejected, so they have to show them. Which is really going to shine the light. Right? They kind of screwed themselves. Was that magic that made it go up like that? That's crazy. Did you see how big that got by magic? That's amazing. Here, so you guys are 100% wrong on the Bacta tank, okay? Here's from Wikipedia. Now, I know it's the internet and it might not be true, but, okay. It says, due to its one-size-fits-all use in medical applications, it was highly prized and commonly used as a medical treatment for most. It's not all injuries. Bacta could also knit together broken bones. Bacta tank can't regrow severed limbs, but they can handle majority of flesh-based injuries. Whether or not the patient will survive simply depends on the severity of the injury. Right? So it's not going to grow your stuff back like a lizard. She could have had the amount of physical trauma her organs sustained, but couldn't have been able to fixed by the Bacta bath. New organs or surgeries were 100% needed. I don't know. she still would have went into the Bacta tank after the surgery, right? If it ain't in the movie, it didn't happen. Well, here's another thing, right? The way Boba Fett was using the goddamn back-to-tank, he was going like a sun tanning booth. Like every day he went back. The back-to-tank would heal you over the time. You don't need to go back in for like multiple visits. No, she did not. She did not go into the back. Did they show that in the show, Akuta Papa? Because last thing I remember is he carried her in, guy did the mod thing, and then they woke up at a campsite where he's like, "Here, drink." Don't make up scenes because she didn't go into a back to tank. They weren't inside the booth yet. The back to tank got delivered by Amazon to his kingdom after they took over Jabba's palace. He got the Wish version of the back day. he got the back with a hyphen above it. Or could have sped up the recovery, but he didn't. He didn't. It's bad storytelling. He brought her to get fixed, and then she was just at a campsite. Right? Here, drink this. You're missing something. As she drinks water, the fluid would just like shoot out of her. Because now it's actually replaced by mechanical stuff. Oh yeah, Jesse, I knew that. That's why he has that scar on his face, yeah. 34 seconds, folks. And then watch, the magic happens. Literally, magic happens. It grows from this size to the next size. There's so many plot holes and loopholes in the new Mando show in season 3. And that's just from one episode. Just from one episode. I can have a pasta. Well, how much is left? Is there a lot?
I'm not sure how I'd
Yeah, I'll
fit in
have
a
a
little
pasta.
place like this.
Your brain been infested with Thundermans? A maneuver like that could have got us killed.
Over here.
The Bacta was expensive, so the shop probably didn't have any. I'm just saying it's not heal anything god juice. Never has been. I'm just letting you know what the actual definition is from Wikipedia, which is all things Star Wars, right? And they say it can fix broken bones. It can't remake an arm from severed arm. Okay. But if you still bring the limb back, and let's say you like stitch it together, and then you go in the back to tank, then it would fix the tissue and stuff, but you would still have to do surgically to attach the bones back together, right? Like the muscles and stuff. Well, actually, no, you wouldn't. The muscles would get healed.
What's going?
Go up here.
Nothing over here.
Hmm.
absurd, isn't it? Ranrock wants us to find the child.
Disney fumbled hard with Star Wars. They should have kept it all expansive universe and used the lore. No, but Kathleen Kennedy said, Brain, where would they get all the stories from?
Sounds like a lot of work. Perhaps we just...
Where would they get all that from? Memory chip, hopefully the HK-47, HK-55, everything is here being built up to bring the Old Republic into canon. I mean, there's so many things they could possibly go. But again, everyone, until I see the Ahsoka show, all roads lead to episode 7. Right? Until Ahsoka brings in the one thing that we all speculated was the veil.
You can't stop Ranrock's rebellion!
You ought to cut back on pudding. It's took you less roll the other day.
Release me!
Up there. That's our way in.
Accio, Wingardium Leviosa.
This is why Darth Vader keeps on using the Bacta tank after it goes into battle with his enemies. Yeah, but he gets fixed after every time. What did Boba Fett do? He was like healing his injuries from the last like decade. Do you know what I mean? He didn't even do anything and he got injured.
I wouldn't have to dig if you could simply
Like he was going in like he had a reservation, like a suntanning booth.
The child, if you hadn't
Oh, you're back again, Mr. Fett? Yes. Would you like the usual? Yeah, it's just a little bit 15 minute back to tank. Thanks.
You let them board the carriage. My options were limited once I knew it would be inconveniently beyond my reach at that infernal school.
Have you not acquired enough power here? I allow. We already knew they...
Oh, for God's
Any
sake.
special word you want me to pass on to your mum?
Yeah. I do.
Try to make this too easy for me.
enjoy suffering, do you?
Ow.
Dying, are we?
You are phone in the end from above.
Enjoy suffering, do you? Not go well for you.
I'll make you wish you were back at school. No more happy days for you. Impressive.
Hey, Fig. You want to help me out here, Fig?
I've had enough of this.
Quite conductive, aren't we?
You will pay for your deed.
Oh, I'm gonna endure it.
Ow.
You haven't got a prayer. You haven't the knack at all.
This freaking guy. Dear Lord. What was Fig doing to the most of that time? He was just like, yeah, no. I could help you, but I didn't want to. Oh, you want me to help you? All right, hold on. All the lore is pointing to the Old Republic, High Republic, Republic, Empire, New Republic, First Order. No. All roads lead to Episode 7. No matter how they get there, all roads lead to Episode 7.
Revelio.
You could think the way you want, but all roads lead to 7 until they introduce the veil. See, you, Akuta Papa, would love if they did an Old Republic, and I agree. Okay, but that's your love of Star Wars still, like your flame is still lit, right? Your flame is still lit, and you still have hope. In Jedi Survivor leaning towards High Republic because they saw one person wearing the High Republic robes. Yeah, but how is Mando going to lead to the Old Republic? It could lead to the High Republic. Is there a guy down here we have to kill?
Revelio.
I suppose that's the quick way down.
Where's the third one? I have to wait for that one to go back. There's this one.
Is there something to
Oh,
those
there's the third one.
symbols on the walls?
There is. I've seen symbols like these before. I need to find all of them, then plaster them quickly in succession.
Goblin tracks. They're a step ahead of us. Let's see where they lead.
Revelio.
This must be it. The store of magic and the source of Ranrock's power.
It looks empty. If they've taken all of it, why are they still here?
Ranrock said there's more to be found.
It was and wasn't. The original... oh, you guys are still talking about the subpoena.
Here. Wherever it is, we need to find it before they do. Where is that portrait?
I heard something. I was hoping that was you.
Just...
Like, I won't spoil anything. If you've seen the episode, when they were in the Lightspeed, okay, you saw what you saw that Grogu was looking at. That's so we can go, oh, did you see that? That's what that is, right? To lead into what you're going to see in the Ahsoka show and whatnot.
I would join you if I could.
Revelio.
Await your arrival in the map.
This is... Isn't there, I gotta turn that on somehow, don't I? Mandalore and all that it was initially explained in the Old Republic. The Jedi who was Mandalorian, the dark saber. Mando has the dark saber, and all he needs now is the Mask of Mandalore to set himself up as someone else. Sure, but again, you're taking stuff that is not canon anymore, right? You're taking stuff from the Clone Wars and talking about Mandalore and stuff like that, but outside of that, all the books, they can pick and choose from the stuff, but you're talking about stuff that doesn't exist anymore in the Disney Star Wars.
I need to reposition them. Perhaps the archway is the answer.
If I put that there, I forget what I do here. No, I gotta go through here. Okay. Gotta get over there. I have to... Go back through here. No. Yeah, the space whales, whatever. The beings of true life force. I'm back. Can I get over there? No, I can't get over there.
That pillar is blocking the path. I'll need to move it.
Oh no. Oh, that's a wall. That's a wall. How does that work? If I do this... No, that's still... What about if I stand here and do that? How do I get into
any
this
way to
thing?
reposition this archway?
What about if I stand here and shoot it? Hmm. No. Alright, whatever. Ow. Oh, no! Threw his shit through the pillar. Oh, come on, I wasn't even close to that. Oh. Okay.
I believe I need to proceed to the left here. Oh.
Nothing over there. Or another. Oh.
Guardian Leviosa. Guardian Leviosa.
Okay. Trippy. That always freaks me out. I don't like keeping these guys alive. Even though they're just statues. I would love that. I would love that if they got rid of all that live action stuff. I've always loved the... I said, Elden Day, if they want to remake the original Star Wars, do it in animated form. Do it in animated form.
There's a pillar here, but no ledge near it for me to grab onto.
Ouch. Oh. Okay. Now I gotta figure out... Shift that. Jump through this. That here. No.
Hitting those marks readjusts the archways. Perhaps there's a way forward from the other side of this.
I have to get it. I gotta move that. No.
Is it possible to pull one of those blocks through the archway?
We just did. Okay. So now when I go here... There we go. I don't need your tips, okay, lady? Thrawn video game, yes or no? I'm gonna say no. Do I really have to go in this thing over here? I could just skip this part. Let's just get a chest, and I really don't care about the chest. I like the Battlefront. I like that. Who actually believes that if Activision Blizzard deal fails through the Microsoft sells off Xbox? Nobody. Big boss battle. Let me make sure I have all the best gear on. Okay. And let me make sure I have my talents on. Ripple attack, dodge contributes to nature. Stop. Dark arts. Don't need that right now. Spells. Yeah, we'll go with that. Come on. Ow. Only one guy left, right? I love Rebels, Okudababa. I thought it was a great show. Oh shit. The hell was that? Come on now. Come on, dude. It's so much. It's so stupid the way that works. What's going on, gaming? Like I'm trying to dodge it, trying to get hit with the area of effect.
What a relief.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't know if it's easier because I know what I'm doing now, or it feels easier on hard. It feels good on hard, but it feels easier on hard. Microsoft offered a new concession for the Activision Blizzard King deal that all Activision Blizzard properties will release everywhere for the next 10 years. Cool. It's not about that anyway, so they don't care. They just want the mobile.
Must say I'm curious to hear
You just have to unlock it in the talent pool. I'm pretty sure it's just a talent. Oop, wrong one. Talent. I believe is in the core system. Yeah, that one right there. Swift. Oh, is when they fight? Yeah, that's when she dies. She's dead. The whole thing collapses, and then that's why Ezra goes back in Rebels when he's in the Veil and pulls her through. Like, Ahsoka's dead. Like, she dies. Hence why I say all things lead to 7 until Ahsoka show happens. And if the Veil's in some way, shape, or form, the way they change stuff, then it changes what the direction it's going. Until that point, spoilers, Rebels has been out for like 8 years. I think it stopped filming in like 2016. Well, tough shit for you. If you're a Star Wars fan, you already watched it. And if you didn't watch it, then you don't care anyway. Obi-Wan tried doing the Rebels Vader versus someone he loves fight, but it didn't feel the same. No, it's terrible. It's out a long time. You're going to hear about it. Yeah. I at this point, I don't care if I ruin something that's like almost a decade old.
You're back. And in one piece, no less.
At that point, it's like, did you guys know in the briefcase of Pulp Fiction? Like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Professor
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Told me about what happened at Rookwood Castle.
It's like, What?
In light of the dire circumstances...
Let me
in
just
which
not
we
talk
find
about anything, because it'll
ourselves,
spoil it for
is
somebody
most
somewhere around the
fortunate
world.
That someone so competent. Good. Are you ready?
She didn't jump through the portal, Krebsy. She literally died in the fight. They ran out. The doors shut. The whole thing collapsed. When he goes in later and sees them fighting, because he doesn't know what happened to her after the fight. He left, right? Shoved him out the door. Okay? They were fighting. The whole thing collapsed, and she was dead. Doesn't matter what happened to her or not. Once he went into the Veil and saw them fighting, he reached through and then pulled her through the portal.
I'm ready for whatever comes next.
In that case, introductions are in order.
How do you do? I must say that I was not.
No, it didn't bring her to the past. Brought her to the present.
Completing the trials.
She was in the past. He brought her to the present.
They set their minds to.
Thank you, Professor. It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
I am certain that you are more than capable of completing my trial. However, I must first, how shall I say, prepare the location of your next trial.
No, he was only brought back once.
Fitzgerald. You should know better than anyone how to manage the...
Since you haven't seen Rebels, Travis, I don't want to ruin it for you.
A vainglorious and exasperating headmaster? Indeed, I should. I shall confirm that everything is in order immediately.
Of course. Professor Fitzgerald needs...
So he saw them fighting and pulled her through when they were fighting. Then she isn't dead. Krebsy, listen to the logic again.
About Ranrock and Victor
Season 2, they're fighting.
Meantime,
okay, Season 2, they're fighting.
Let us know.
They're fighting. Ezra, Ahsoka, Darth Vader. Ahsoka shoves him out the door. Ezra's gone. The whole Jedi Temple collapses and basically kills whoever's there. Okay? Darth Vader escapes right before Ahsoka dies in the temple. 2 years later, Season 4, he's in the Veil. He looks through, sees that fighting scenario where they were. He remembers the past, sees the fight happening in the past, grabs her through the Veil, and brings her in to the Veil, to the present day, which is 2 years after the actual fight when she died. I don't understand this conversation if you've actually seen the show and watched it. If you're asking questions like this, it sounds like you didn't watch it or see it.
I know.
I hate that people complain that Cal didn't get to fight Vader. Cal couldn't even right. He would have got you would have got murdered by Vader at that point. The reason you get to fight Vader is because they wanted a sequel. All right, what we got here? Professor Simon require 3 combat plants and use them simultaneously. Before we do that, let's go through our stuff and put the most. No. Nope. No. Pepsi, he saw them in the fight before the thing actually fell. You know what? I'm done having this ridiculous conversation with you. She died in that fight. He saw them before the actual thing collapsed and then pulled her through. Yeah, I know, Akuda. I saw the article that they want a trilogy, which I've said from the very beginning that they wanted a trilogy. This is going to be a trilogy as well. Yeah, it's all because of Jar Jar. It's all from the Darth Darth Lord City of Jar Jar Binks. Krebsy, what are we discussing here? What are we discussing here? Are you trying to correct me for what I said, or should you have just said agreed?
I have some news about them as well.
Like I don't understand the conversation. I said what I said. You're arguing and then trying to, you know, trying to be very specific. And obviously, it's before the fucking building fell. Hence why she didn't die. Because if he didn't pull her through, then he would have watched the building collapse on her yet again.
Come on in. Healing potions are a specialty here, should you need any.
This game will be a trilogy, 5 to 7. What I was thinking, gaming, what they could have done as well. Jesse brought up a couple things a couple weeks ago, or a week ago. Said they could bring your character where you get into the Ministry of Magic. So they could do a time jump, right? They could skip 6 and then go to 7. And then maybe the third game's Ministry of Magic. Or you're in year 6. You are working for the Ministry of Magic's, you know, undercover type of thing, helping them out. And then you go to 7 as well, like 6 and 7. Or it could skip a year, go from like 5 to 7 to like your graduated type of thing. Random question. If we ever get a Red Dead Redemption 3, will it be a sequel with John's son or yet another prequel? Well, doesn't John's son die? Don't we die? If I remember correctly, we die at the end of Red Dead Redemption 1. Or is that a spoiler? So if it was a prequel, then it would be a prequel when your son, you know what I mean? Like, where would it be? Because Red Dead 2, you have another part after you're done with John Marston. A pre-prequel. That's right. This is the place between places. You can change things. Ahsoka was dead. Ezra interfered. Ezra could have saved someone else, but doesn't. So you're correct. Correct. I literally just stated the facts. That's all I was saying. I said exactly what I saw on the show with my own eyeballs. Yeah. John died, not Jack. I'm pretty sure Jack dies at the end too, doesn't he? I mean, it's been over a decade since I played the game, but I could have sworn that your character dies as well. Like, John dies. I could have sworn Jack killed the dude who killed his father, then walked off. I don't think he died. I thought he died. Well, if he didn't die, well then yeah, they could do a Red Dead Redemption 3 with Jack. Otherwise, I don't think it would be a prequel of a prequel. Because Red Dead 2 is a prequel to 1. Just like Harry Potter within the book, The Curse of the Child, Harry Potter is working with the Mystery of Magic. Right. Just check. Jack is still alive? Okay. The third Red Dead Redemption, though, Travis, Jack will die of syphilis as like an Oregon Trail.
I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
Revelio.
He'll die of a broken arm. Regardless, the end statement is that he's dead. that's really the end product. Is he's dead. I'm currently playing nothing. Nothing has my attention. Waiting for Hogwarts to be out longer to see if the DLC is coming. Don't care about Lightfall. Have Red Dead Redemption 2 downloaded 6 months and still need to start. I think this game probably won't. You won't see anything DLC related until after all the consoles. Maybe after 4 and 1 come out and the Switch doesn't come out yet. Maybe you'll hear an announcement or something. But I don't think we hear anything until like August, September. Maybe we hear something during June between the releases of the old systems and Switch. Like E3, maybe? Maybe.
Behave, damn you. What's wrong with this blasted thing?
I didn't know they were picketing against the headmaster.
Down with Phineas, not jealous black. He's the worst headmaster that school's ever had.
Sack Black.
Our children deserve better. There's never been a good witch or wizard that came out of that family, and I say there never will be.
Yeah, I know about John dying.
What sort of headmaster cancels Quidditch, I ask you?
Yeah, it's like the once the main campaign's done, you become Jack at the end. I just couldn't remember if he dies at the end.
Mistake after mistake. But what is the ministry doing about it? Nothing.
What do we have here? A demiguise.
Where?
Revelio.
How does she see it? Where is it? So what do we have here? But I don't see it. How does my character see it through the?
Revelio.
Huh. For the Star Wars thing, I'm arguing from the point of view that time is a line, and Ezra pulling Ahsoka happened immediately as the building originally dropped in Season 2. No, he literally sat there and watched them fighting, and Ezra knew that she was going to die. He sees them fighting and couldn't watch her die yet again, and then pulls her through. Like, he was watching history, but then reached in and broke the timeline, which then brings her in, which then she becomes the leader of the rebellion, which she's Fulcrum, right? Type of thing. Right. Because he looks through different portals and sees different things happening. He just happens to pull her through that because he didn't want his friend to die yet again. And he wasn't even thinking. He didn't even know he could do it. He just reacted, saw her right there, reached through and pulled her out of the way. He wasn't doing it on purpose.
I used to help out at the Three Broomsticks.
Revelio.
Anyone can run a shop if they inherit.
It's level 2. Did we not get this one yet?
You're back. Nice to see you again.
I don't even know who that is. Don't even know who that is. Level 24. Getting more information about what happened to the Star Rebels and the scene in the particular. Just saying, yeah, Jesse. That's why they're going to bring in Thrawn and Ezra, right? Because they're going to continuation. Because the end of Rebels, she shows up to Sabine and says, "I need your help. We need to go find Ezra." Right. So then there's a gap there. No. No, because the Veil, there is no time. He's not seeing it. Sure, like, his present is present, but he's seeing the past. Hence why the Emperor in the one scene starts to shoot lightning through from the past, from the present. It's all things. And then they separate. It's like Doctor Who level stuff. Rebels, Clone Wars, and Rebels are fantastic Star Wars. The little stories they tell and the little things they help. Better Star Wars than anything you'll watch from Disney from 7, 8, and 9. All right, what time is it? 12:15. Yeah, this is why I've always hinged on the Ahsoka show when they talked about it like 2 years ago. When they're like, oh yeah, we're going to make an Ahsoka show. And then rumors started coming out that they're going to bring the Veil into it. And if they bring the Veil into it, there's that small glimmer of hope that they change. Now, there is a rumor that says that Ahsoka is going to change and the Veil is going to be inside of Ahsoka, the series. And that she's going to replace herself into key moments where Obi-Wan was. So basically, the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan on Mustafar, she is going to be the one that fights him in there. And I don't know the ramifications of that instead, right? Because if that's the case, then what does that mean for the show of Obi-Wan? Because he wouldn't have the memories of fighting him again and stuff. So, I don't know. Oh, Gargoyles is a good show back in the day. You ever watch Exo Squad, Travis? You ever watch Exo Squad? Great show. All right. We are done for this morning's stream. We'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the Generation X Gaming Podcast. Weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. You can check it out. We have all our episodes up on Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, Anchor.fm, anywhere you can listen to an iPod, listen to a podcast. You can listen to our podcast there. Last week's episode, I had a problem downloading, so it's not up on the audio version. That'll be done hopefully today. If not, it'll be up with tonight's episode by Saturday. I had to go down and re-download it. It was like corrupt file or whatnot. So I'm going to try to get that back up there for you guys for the audio version of it as well. So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, right here on 30 NSG. Join me and Sarge as we go over a few of the top stories in the past week. Why does that sound like a big old cluster? For what? Exo Squad? All right. I'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. I got to go eat some lunch and then go pick up my son from school. Yeah, and I'll see you guys at 8 p.m. for the podcast. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. Peace.